What's up, y'all? I am Daryl Thrower, also Daryl Thrower on Facebook, and I run the Giant XL American Bully Breed Group on Facebook. It's one of the largest XL American Bully groups on Facebook. You can also check us out at Thrower Bullies on Instagram and Thrower Bullies on YouTube, where we also go live once a week. Matter of fact, every Tuesday. Right now, we're doing 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time every Tuesday with Dog Talk Tuesdays, and we just talk dogs and chop it up.
Yep. And my name is Robert McCormick. For those that don't know, the reason we're introducing ourselves because, like I said, at the end of the day, I do marketing, so we are going to be pushing these lives and dog posts to people that don't actually know who we are. So we just wanted to get into that. So you can follow this page, like this page, which is Robert McCormick. I'm the creator and owner of the KTK Bullies Elite page and KTK Bullies on basically Instagram and everywhere else you can look. So y'all make sure y'all tune in. So for the people that's jumping on, y'all make sure y'all share. If you have
Yep.
the time, we really appreciate it.
Hold on, let me get
So,
over here so I can share this out real quick.
Oh yeah, I'm over here doing the same thing. Like I said, bro, I don't know how this how the engagement is gonna be right now because this is the first, basically one of the first lives. I think we did one, and then this one.
Why am I not
You
seeing
feel
it?
me?
I went to where is it at? I went to your page, I think.
It's on the
This
Robert
ain't your
McCormick
page.
fan page.
Okay, hold on then.
How's it going, Betsy? If you
Okay,
can
there
get
we
this
nope,
shared
that's
out,
not
and
it.
it's up there because I can see it.
Well,
You want me to
snap.
just send you the link to your inbox?
The Facebook link. Why don't I see it? Hold on.
I have no clue, but if you want to, you can just go ahead and hit your inbox because you're probably looking at my personal page. It's on the Robert McCormick fan page, and now it is in your inbox.
Okay, cool. Let me go ahead and
So
grab
yeah,
that.
so let's get this shared out. So basically, what the topics are, we're gonna discuss basically the last topic is gonna be are the Facebook groups and the dog community contributing basically to the downfall of the breed.
Mm,
We're gonna be talking about why your posts aren't getting approved in groups and why you're not getting any type of engagement in groups. And we're gonna go in that order because I believe that the last topic should be the Facebook groups uh, participating in the downfall of the breed, and I think that's gonna be the real topic of discussion for uh for everyone. So let's
yeah.
let me go ahead. You almost done sharing?
About one more. Give me a quick second. And all right, cool. I'm good.
All right. Oh man, I can't even. It ain't let me share. Don't know what that is. All right. So yeah. So let's get into. Okay. So you having one of the biggest groups in the XL community.
Yep,
You know
yep.
me. I'm not really a group person, but I've helped grow some of the biggest groups in the dog community. So I can definitely understand some of the decisions that you make in a group. So, what's some of the reasons why people's posts don't get approved in your group per se?
I mean, mainly a lot of people get frustrated with that with groups. You a lot of groups have rules. A lot of groups have realized, you can always, but for somebody to join a group, they have to read the rules, check off they agree with the rules, blah blah blah. A lot of groups don't do that because they realize people just check off anyway. You when you have posts that don't get approved, one of the first things that people need to do is go read the rules of the group. Now, in our group, we try to make sure that we send you the reason why the post didn't get approved. 9 times out of 10, it's a group that does not. Facebook doesn't allow sales of dogs. 9 times out of 10, when your post doesn't get approved, is because of that. But there are, and then you sometimes it's tricky because you got groups that allow it because Facebook's not doing a sweep at this point, like they did last time and shut down a bunch of groups. But for those groups like mine that don't want to take a chance on getting shut down, We don't allow sales of dog sales of puppies, stud fees, all that. And a lot of it comes down to the way you word it. You know what I mean? Most breeders know how to put their dogs and pups out there, word it correctly so that they don't get blocked. But 9 times out of 10, check the rules of the group is what I would say. And also check who the admin are. You might have some haters that's running the group.
Oh, that's a big thing. So hold on, let's elaborate. So basically, check the rules of the group because a lot of these rules are really there in your face, but people don't take the time to look at the rules. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't ever look at any of the rules. I just try to look at the name of the group and hope whatever I'm doing in that group is okay.
Right.
But so look at the rules. Another thing, like you said, man, some of your haters be admins of these groups. You feel
Right.
me? And that's one of the biggest reasons I would say most of the time your posts don't get approved too. You know, it's a lot of haters.
Yep. Yep. They could be hating on you, hating on your dog. You know, it's no telling. And so when you get in that group and you know you're abiding by the rules, but for whatever reasons your post is not getting through, then chances are you know, somebody, an admin or somebody that ain't a fan of you. And you know, now in our group, you know, we don't do that, but and other, you know, it's a whole lot of posts that get posted by people I don't
Whoa.
necessarily like.
So you don't think none of your admins be hating on nobody?
You know what? I am the one that
Well,
handles
okay, let's say this.
90% of
Let's
the
say this. Since
posts.
we're talking about your admins and your group, let's not use the term hate. You don't think that they disagree with somebody enough in this community to not let their post through?
No, no, because our group, I've even posted stuff that I don't agree with just to engage and get the conversation going. So in our group, no, that is one thing that I can say, and I monitor a lot of it. Every now and then, I'll have an admin that takes the time to get a bunch of posts knocked out, especially if they see that it's a bunch that are backed up. But nah, we don't make any decisions based on the topic that a person's presenting or as long as it's an XL and is not violating the rules, then it will get posted.
Well, and that's something that he hit on very briefly too. Facebook does not allow the sale of animals. And I
Yeah,
see this in a lot of groups, and I don't understand why people still do it. And I know for me and my group, which is the Exotic Brahma Nation, if you post a video, honestly, I don't approve it because I don't want to go through that video, listen to that whole video or whole live to see if you're going to talk about
that's
the
another.
sale of animals.
Yeah, that's a factor I didn't think of. That is definitely a factor. You know, people have to understand that fake. Like for instance, we got a warning from Facebook today for a post that was made 6 months ago. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
I got a
So
ban, bro, on the KTK Elite page for
see,
something that happened 2 years ago.
you see what I'm saying? And it makes it difficult. So if you've got 10 paragraphs trying to promote a litter you just had, and we got to read through it, chances are people are going to skip it because we're busy. So we'll skip it and approve the posts that are easy to deal with. If you got a live video, like in our group, we don't allow any lives unless it's done by me. There's a few other people because we're not trying to have somebody go live and they talking crazy and you know what I mean. So the lives don't get
Definitely.
approved because we don't feel like watching your live. Now we try to leave the lives so that when we come back to it, if somebody's in the mood to watch it, make sure you didn't try to do nothing that's against the rules of Facebook. But 9 times out of 10, we don't have the time. And if you got something where you type 10 paragraphs about one litter and we got to read through it to make sure that you didn't violate any of the rules, it's going to take longer for your post to get approved.
Well, see, for me, I think that's what we differ. Because for me, I think if somebody is promoting a dog uh, for sale, then I'm actually going to read what they are putting out there because I believe that you should say a lot about what it is you're promoting. As
Well, see,
far as like I said,
on the flip side though, if I'm on my phone, I'm not reading nothing. You know what I'm
and your
saying?
group
Because
is a lot bigger than mine, so you get more engagement in your group
yeah,
than me too.
yeah,
So
yeah. If I'm on my phone, I'm not reading nothing because that means my eyes are bad for the next 2 hours. So, and I got stuff to do, so I need to be able to see. So if I'm on my phone, I'm not reading 10 paragraphs on my phone. Now, if I got the time and I'm at a computer, I'll go ahead and I'll read through it. So it's a lot more to it. What I always tell people is try to try to keep it simple because the average person really is not reading through all that stuff.
I mean, and listen, man, and a lot of people I see what y'all try to do with the available dash bull dash and then putting the bag sign and all of that, and we're ready to work. Let's do this. You want to know something? The ready to work thing, I'll let pass. But that available to bag in a house and looking for a home and DM me and message me. Listen, man, people, you are trying to trick something that is set up. You feel me? Not
Exactly.
to be tricked. You feel me?
Exactly.
There's no way it's going through. There's no way it's going through.
Yep. And that's the
You
truth.
know, so that's a lot of reason why you guys' posts are not getting approved in the group. So let's move over because, like I said, this isn't structured to be. Man, that comment is hella little. Let me look at my computer, bro. I can't see the comments on there. I'm damn near going blind. Davey, what's happening with you? Erwin, what's happening with you, man? I mean, Edwin, what's going on? Dana, Daryl always keeps it real and informative and respectful. Oh, definitely, definitely. That's why you'll never see me on a live with anybody that won't. You feel me? For sure, for sure. I'm not
Exactly.
worried about
Thanks
the
a lot,
popularity
Dana.
of a person. Yeah, I'm not worried about the popularity of a person. I'm worried about the the character. You feel me?
There you
And
go.
and Daryl is definitely a solid person. So, how to get more engagement in the group? So we're gonna start with you, Daryl. So from the stuff that you see that goes on in your group, like I said, since you have one of the biggest groups in the XL community, um, what are some of the things? What is some of the content that you see that gets the most engagement?
You know what? The first thing I would advise people to do is be a part of the community overall. The the community itself, it's a the bully community is a crazy community. I have a lot of issues with it, but because of its wildness and its craziness, there's a lot of content there. And the more you're involved in other groups, I'm actually involved in more working dog groups than I am bully groups. But the content is there. So just be out there in other groups, your timeline. And then I try to pull content from that. Also, for me, I've just been dealing with dogs for so long that sometimes stuff will just pop in my head at random. But what I would advise people, and I'll let everybody know one of my tricks, is when you have a group, it allows you to schedule out posts, okay, for the admin and the moderators. So what I'll do is I'll come up with an idea or a concept or some type of content, and I'll schedule it. And people are starting to catch on in our group every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. There's going to be a post that gets the group going, and sometimes if somebody else comes up with a topic and it's got the group heated, I'll reschedule that post for a later date because somebody else is already doing something that's got the group going. And but it's all about content and being able to get people. They either need to learn from it or they need to argue with each other over it, and that's kind of how I look at it. As long
Well,
as you
see, I
have.
see
Go ahead.
in my opinion, I see for the most part, ask questions. You feel me?
That's
When you
another
make a
one.
post, ask questions in that post. That's number one thing you can do. Number two thing I feel you can do is stop posting this dog is fire. You feel me? You that's a close ended statement. You feel me?
Right. There's
You
nothing
have to.
anybody can do with that.
Yes, see, and this is what I see in the community. Like we see a lot of back and forth arguing and people bickering on posts and stuff like that. And the main reason for that is lack of communication. You feel me?
Hmm.
And this is why people also do not get engagement on their posts. They don't know how to communicate with other people. So you're
True.
asking closed-ended questions, you're leaving closed-ended statements, you're not leaving anything for people to really say. So that's one main thing. Another main thing. Another thing, in my opinion, is when you make a post in a group, everybody doesn't always see it. You feel me? So sometimes you have to.
Exactly.
Oh, go ahead. So
No,
sometimes you have to
I'm
go.
agreeing with you.
Yeah. So sometimes you have to go and you have to bump your post up. And to bump your post up, literally all you have to do is just make a comment on a post and delete it. You feel me? It'll bump it to the top of the group. Do that every so often, every hour or every 30 minutes or so, for the
Yep.
post throughout the day. So you will give people actually time to get on that post and actually see it. You feel me?
Exactly.
And this is just the technical stuff. We're not talking about, like Daryl said, the content. You feel me? You have to have quality content. You feel me? If you want a lot of likes and comments and a positive aspect, you feel me? And a positive aspect, because now let's not get this confused. You can get a lot of comments and you can get a lot of likes, and it could be all on some drama. Those comments could be nothing positive for anything that has to do with your post.
Exactly. And that's the truth, you know. And like you said, if you're not active in a group and all of a sudden you want to post, now all of a sudden you haven't been active in a group, and all of a sudden you drop a litter, you post that litter. Well, hardly anybody in the group is going to see that litter, because you're not even active in the group, and that has nothing to do with the group. That's just how Facebook algorithms are set up, you know. So if you're not engaging with people and you're not active in that group, then you know a few of your friends will see it. Hopefully they like it or make a comment, and then Facebook will open it up a little bit more, you know, and then more people might see it. But like in a group like ours, you're talking about 75,000 people. Well, what happens is other people are making posts also. So if they're knocking your post down and then they get more engagement, your post is slowly but surely, you know, disappearing. But the best advantage you have to get your post seen in a group is be active in that group. You know, you got a litter dropping next month. It's time to start engaging with people right now. You know, and a lot of your old school bully breeders make the mistake. They have the little gimmick they do where, you know, when they got a litter on the ground, they go live and pretend they want to start educating the community. Then as soon as the litter is sold, they disappear. They don't educate or talk nothing no more. Well, they're not going to get seen either because they're not active. You know what I mean? So you got to be active.
I mean, it's called social media for a reason, man. You definitely have to be social. You feel me? And not only that, but the algorithm is set up for you to use all aspects of the site. So you should be putting up stories. You should be making posts. You should be posting in groups. You should be posting in pages or engaging in pages, reels, stories. These are things you should be doing across all platforms because they're set up for you to use everything about it. These things are there for a reason. Not only that, like even liking posts. I mean, you get more precedent when you heart posts. You feel me? So these are the type of things people need to start looking into when they are what does it say? My first couple posts got buried, but my last one of our 10-month female blew up. And that's what we were just previously talking about. If your post is getting buried, all you literally got to do is when you go into a group, there's a search bar at the top of the group. Type in your name. You feel me? Type in your name. Now, what will happen is all of your posts in that group will pop up. Go in there, make a comment on each of your posts, and then just delete the comments so it'll bump to the top of the page. And if you've made 10 or 20 posts in that group and you want to take literally 1 minute out of your day to go bump all of those posts, now you'll be flooding the page, the whole first page of the group. You feel me? And these are some of the things that people need to do. These are some of the things people need to think about doing.
That's the truth. And you know, but a lot of it comes down to content. You know, if you do have a group, you really need content and not drama. You know what I mean? You have a dog group. You need to come up with actual dog content, and you need to be posting it on there on a regular basis. And so with our group, we're either trying to provoke thought or we're giving you something that ain't for you to think about. It's just strictly education. And
if you don't have your own content, find other dogs that you like. Find other people's dogs that you support. You know, you would generally see me posting a lot of people's dogs. And like I said, I'm going to start showcasing dogs. Basically, like for me, like a highlight of the week on a Robert McCormick page. You know, I'm going to start doing stuff like that every week, you know, just to give people credit, you know, and even if your dog don't make it to that highlight of the week, you know, it'll still probably get posted in the stories if the actual dog is pretty good. But if you guys look at the page, most of the pictures are quality and video are quality too, you know, so preferably all highlights will be quality. So now let's get into the meat and potatoes of this actual live, bro. Are the Facebook groups contributing to the downfall of the breed, bro? You feel me?
I think so. I believe they definitely do.
You freezing up.
Oh, let me get back over here. Is it freezing up? Okay, let me get back inside then. Is it better
Yeah.
now? Okay. I think the Facebook groups definitely contribute to the downfall of not even dogs, but anything you love, anything that you take to heart, that you take serious, especially if it's an art to it. Facebook, social media is definitely going to bring about a downfall of it because it lowers the standards. Like in groups, right now with the XLs, there are a lot of people who look for just train wreck dogs. They're into that. That's cool with them. They think there's nothing wrong with that. The dogs are unhealthy. And you have groups that are dedicated to that or feel that it's okay to post those dogs. We took a lot of flack because next year we won't be allowing dogs with extreme flaws and any deformities and no just extreme flaws. A lot of people are upset with that.
You said any deformities, but I mean, if you
No,
do that, you're gonna be shut down. You're gonna be shut down you're gonna be shut down most, well, 98% of people's dogs, because I think
well, not
people,
in the
like they
XL
say,
community.
there is no perfect dog. Remember, so if there's no perfect dog, there's gonna be a
Well,
lot of
they're dog,
deformities.
but there are deformities. So there's, in our breed, I can go the whole day without seeing a deformity, and then all of a sudden somebody posts a dog, and it's got deformities. So,
Or are
our
these
thing is
just
come next
deformities
year, starting
extreme?
January 1st.
Are these gonna be just deformities,
So extreme
extreme
flaws.
deformities,
So
or hold on real quick, or
any
because I
deformity.
see a lot of people talking about quality of life due to deformity.
Hmm. Yeah. So for instance, any deformity. So if you've got extreme weak pasterns, extreme splayed toes, bowed legs, those will no longer be posted in our group. Now the pasterns, I look at that more of as a flaw. So what we're looking at is deformities, bowed legs, extreme cow hog, things like that. And so it's deformities and extreme flaws. Now, as far as extreme flaws, extremely high rears, extreme swayed backs, extreme
Yeah,
weak pasterns.
but see, you're saying extreme as far as the post, but every time I see in your group, I see, like I said, once again, I see a lot of people talking about deformed dogs and the quality of life of the dog. But any deformity, whether it be extreme
Uh-huh.
or slight, affects quality of life.
Exactly. Well, a flaw doesn't necessarily affect the quality of life, but deformities do. So if it's
Well,
something
not
that affects
necessarily,
the
because if
quality
you
of
look
life,
up what quality of life means, basically anything that can even make a human or dog uncomfortable is disturbing the quality of life. So
so like for instance, go ahead.
just because a dog's feet isn't wrapping around in circles, even a slightly easty westy could deform. I mean, could cause uncomfortable quality of life. Just a slight.
So like for instance, let's say a slight high rear, or slight stiff stifles, a slight weak pasterns, slight easty westy. They're not typically going to affect the quality of life of a dog.
Well, but if you look up what quality of life means, then even a slight easty westy feet affects quality of life.
Now it won't affect the quality of life. It'll affect our perception of looking for perfection, but a slight easty westy shouldn't affect the quality of life of a
It
dog.
does, because that's like if you take your hand, Daryl, and you put your hand all the way down like this is considered a flaw. Now, if you had to walk around like this all day, yes, this would hurt. But if you had to walk around slightly bent all day, that still hurts. Either way, even a slight flaw affects quality of life, in my opinion. I'm not saying nobody's moving closer towards what it should be,
Right.
but it still affects quality of life. So the reason I'm bringing that up is because I see a lot of people talking crazy about dogs with extreme flaws to new breeders, while these people say, I've been breeding for 10 years and you still have easty westy feet. I mean, first of all, the American Pony
It's rampant. It's
Yeah.
rampant. You figure you've got breeders right now and that's what's funny about the bully community. first got involved in the bully community, it was very cliquish. And like
Oh,
I
hold on. Hey,
told
Fat Stone,
my cousin
he
back
runs.
then, I was
Hey,
like,
hold on,
we need a
Dale, real
break.
quick. Fat Stone, he runs the
Yeah,
Giant XL American Bully Group.
yeah, Giant XL American Breed Group.
Okay, go ahead.
But like for instance, when we first got into the bully community, it was very, very cliquish, and there was a lot of rhetoric being used and thrown around that came from the early '90s pit bull games, especially with those who were pretending they were breeding game dogs and really weren't. So when we got in and we recognized it, the first thing my thought was is we need to break up these cliques. Well, how do you break up these cliques? You find out who the leader of the clique is, who the person everybody's looking up to, and you either drag them out to with you or you go directly. And so that's what we did. You know, all names that thought they wanted to have something to say, we went straight for them because we knew they didn't know dogs. And one of the reasons we knew that is they had been bragging about breeding 10 years, but when you look in their yard, they've still got high rears. They've still got stiff stifles. They've still got weak pasterns. So we knew it was an opening in it, you know. So our thing was even, you know, and unfortunately when you get a bully, whether it's bullies, exotics, whatever it may be, you're dealing with the flaws and negative issues of the dog that should have been bred out 10, 15 years ago. And it
I
wasn't
agree.
done.
So do
And
you feel the American Bully have um do you, and this is your personal opinion, so let's just make this clear so nobody feels like what we say is 100% right or 100% wrong. This is just our personal opinion. Do you feel that the American Bully, being around so long, even has the right to discuss the flaws in an exotic?
only when they are flaws and deformities that affect the life of the dog. And then whoever that bully breeder is needs to make sure that that exotic breeder doesn't click on their page and find they have the same issues going on in their yard. I'm not a stay in your lane type of person. I just don't believe in that when it comes to dogs, when it comes to the music I love, which is hip hop. If something's whack, I'm gonna tell you it's whack. And I've been doing both of them long enough to know when there's lack of talent and when there is talent. So now, is everybody at that level? No. So if I call out, I don't call out people's dogs. I'm just not into that.
Yeah,
But and by having a group, I can limit the train wrecks that are allowed to be posted and you know what is and can't be posted. So I'm not into that. I prefer to try to educate people on the things that I see. You know, whether it's through an inbox or whether it's a topic that I bring up in a group and then go from there. But as far as bully breeders calling out exotics, bully breeders got to remember they was getting called out before they was calling out exotics. The pit bull community was calling out bully breeders. And a lot of
definitely.
people like to pretend that oh well the pit bull breeders were hating because our dogs were so beautiful and selling for a lot of money. No, the pit bull people were hating because one, you were calling your dog a pit bull and you were registering your dog as pit bull. And two, there was a lot of train wrecks. A lot of our favorite dogs and these legends in the bully community were actually train wrecks. You know, they brought a big head, they brought bone, but they were train wrecks. So I was a pit bull person back in the mid 90s, late 90s, early 2000s. So as I saw the bully breed getting more popular, I'm like, this is crazy. You know what I
Well,
mean?
see, I've seen some of the cleanest dogs throw flaws. You feel me? And as long as I've been in this dog game, you know, that really is what made me sit back and say, okay, let me not talk about any dogs because I've bought some of the cleanest dogs I could possibly find back in the early 2000s and stuff like that. And those dogs were still producing flaws. They were still producing Easty Westy. They were still producing underbites, overbites, high rears. And these were some of the cleanest dogs that
Right.
I've seen extreme dogs produce pit bull looking dogs with flaws. You know, so this is why I don't call out other people's dogs or talk about other people's dogs because just because you drop a litter, you pick that one dog that you can show, you feel me, does not mean that you produced a whole litter of dogs that were worth showing.
That is the problem of the bully and exotic community is that people ain't gonna like that I'm gonna say this, But when I was dealing with strictly working dogs, my whole litter could perform successfully. Some dogs were better than others, but anybody that got a dog from me knew 100% that my whole litter could perform. It was consistent. When you get into the show ring and you get into the bully community, there's a lot of people who breed for that one dog, not for that one litter. You know what I'm saying? And so what happens is the rest, they breed for that one dog, they get that one dog, they promote it. The rest of the litter gets sold off to somebody, and then those people are breeding the rest of the litter that wasn't on point. And that's what starts happening in the bully community, and that's why we're constantly dealing with flaws. A lot of your favorite dogs were flawed up. They brought something to the community, but they brought something that should have just been maintained in 1 yard until it was perfected, and then you move out. Whereas everybody's going to that dog. I'm 10 times train wreck. Well,
So
now there's
with you. Oh, go ahead.
go ahead.
I'm sorry.
Well, so now
No, you go ahead.
now these genetics are all over the place, and from from the East Coast to the West Coast to the South to the North, these genetics have now spread all over the place. But a lot of it is because we do breedings based off. So if you take a skinny female and you want to breed her to a large male, he's got a big head. Chances are only 1 to 2 of those pups is going to come out the way you want. Let alone you got a breed that can often only give 6 pups, 4 pups. So now you take that one pup, the other 3 you sell off, and you're selling them to breeders. You see what I'm saying? And so
I mean, at the day, breeding dogs take experience, bro. At the end of the day, because like I said, people believe that just because you put 2 dogs together that look good, you're going to produce dogs that look good. No, this is not necessarily true. People have to understand that a lot of these dogs are hung. American Bully and definitely exotic. These papers are hung. You feel me?
yes,
And that's another thing. Like people say, well, stop breeding to this and stop breeding to that. If it was meant for people to stop outcrossing these dogs, the stud books would be closed right now. But
this is
unfortunately,
true.
they're not. The stud books are not closed. The ABKC stud books are still open, and the stud books are definitely still open in the ABR. But like you already know, I like the way ABR does things because ABR will allow you to breed to a Frenchie. They will allow you to breed to an English Bulldog, but you have to produce 3 generations of consistency, and then they would switch your dog from hybrid to exotic. I like
Right.
that concept. I like, especially with the breed being so new. I just feel like with the American Bully community, the stud book should not still be open right now. 30 years? Come on, bruh.
Exactly. And that's and I believe that the American Bully is in a situation now where they can close the stud books and stick within the breed. I don't think we need to outcross anymore, and I think it just brings out more inconsistency. I think the sooner they close the stud books and stop breeding pockets to standards and standards to Excel, start keeping each class within itself, treat each class like a separate breed because that's what they are. I think we will start to get more consistency within the American Bully.
And
But
hey,
until
Cedric, I
then,
think,
as
hey,
long as you can,
Cedric, you just jumped on here a little late, bro. Nobody, you come on now, bro. I breed exotics, I breed Brahmins. I'm king. I'm king crossbreed hang papers. You feel me? I'm trying to see, bro. I took the clothesline down for the winter. You feel me? Other than that, the papers would have been up.
Exactly. But yeah. Oh, he said, yeah, Cedric, we are not dissing exotics. I breed XLs. I'm way harder on the XL community than I am on any other
I breed
breed.
exotics. See, I mean, this is the thing too with exotics. What people have to understand. I mean, I'm into dogs. So just because I breed exotics, people have to understand does not mean I don't recognize the flaws that are in these dogs, just as well as I recognize the flaws that are in the American Bully. And
Right.
when you are consumed by Facebook and one stricken community, which would be the exotic and the American Bully community, you forget what a real dog looks like. You forget what a real dog is supposed to do. And most of the people that talk
This is
about these
true.
flaws, they don't even understand. They're talking about the visible flaws. Your dog does not have to have high rear to have a fucked up rear. I mean, excuse my language, to have a messed up rear. You feel me? It does not have to
This
have
is
a
true.
roach back to have a messed up rear. There's things that can go on internally. There's things that can go on with the skeletal system of the dog, even though it is correct. You feel me? A lot of these dogs are malnourished, malnutrition, especially when it comes to the exotic. A lot of these dogs sit in a cage with the American Bully. A lot of these dogs are tied up, you feel me, to things in people's backyards just sitting around. You feel me? That's why you'll see a puppy sit directly on his butt. And as time goes on from that dog just sitting around, then it turns to sit on his hip. You feel me? So
Hmm.
the skeletal system of that dog could have been correct, but with you not doing anything with this dog, we as people, I feel, are destroying the breed. Now, the exotic is what it is. The exotic just started. We are looking for these features, but people have to understand we are trying to clean the community up. And in 30 years, I feel in 30 years, the exotic will still be around and we won't be talking about Easty Westy feet.
Well, see, I'm gonna tell you right now. In my opinion, I think we've been on here about 5 years, as far as social media. And in my opinion, when I first got involved with the American Bully community and started seeing the exotics, it was what I was seeing was horrifying. In that period, within 2 to 3 years, I have watched the exotics reach a point where they have progressed as a dog faster than the American Bully has. And then
Hey, hold on real quick, Daryl. Hold that thought. Hey, Cedric,
yeah,
you might need to have a personal conversation with Daryl, bro, because I think you have the wrong misconception of Daryl. Daryl likes exotics, bro. He
no,
breeds
yeah.
XL, but Daryl likes
Hold on.
exotics.
I see his comment. Two things, Cedric.
Okay.
Um, I do dogs, so I can speak on any breed. I don't ever have to breed it because I've bred enough dogs of different varieties to know how these things work when it comes to dogs and the way of dogs. So I can speak on any breed. Um, the other thing that I have an advantage in over a lot of people is I'm an extremely non-emotional person. So my opinion, I'm very in tune with what's opinion and what's fact. If you hear me say something about exotics and it's wrong, let me know. But I'm willing to bet you in this whole conversation, I'm not gonna say nothing that's wrong. They're dogs. These things have been here for too long, and I've been doing it in my life for too long. So I can speak on any breed with no problem. Like I said, I think as far as you're concerned with the exotics, I think there's still a lot of issues, but I think the exotic is moving faster through getting rid of its issues than what I
Yeah,
breed, the
hey,
XL
and,
American Bully is.
and he said you should talk about the XLs, bro. You gotta join his group, bro. They'll go hard on XLs, bro.
Yeah,
Definitely, because that's
I
what
don't
he
let up on them.
breeds.
I don't let up on them. My thing is this, we have a community that has lowered the expectation of dogs when it comes to its look, when it comes to the ability, when it comes to its health. And we've also lowered our expectations as dog owners, unfortunately. You know what I mean? So there's just a lot that is not being done with dogs that used to. And I get it now. People live in apartments and congested cities and things like that. But there's a lot more that these animals are created to do and be, and we're holding those things back. And like I always tell people, when the more you slow down a dog's progression, you end up slowing down everything, health, intelligence, all that stuff. So
And then
I
this
just
is the
believe we need
thing.
to pick up our expectation of our dogs that we own, that we breed, etc.
And I would never be on a live with anyone that slandered any dog. You feel me? Any dog. You feel me? If a person is stating facts, you feel me? Then the facts are the facts. But it's not the dog's fault. You feel me? So
Man.
I'm not going. I would never be on live with anybody that slanders any part of our breed because what we are seeing in this community now is a bunch of negativity. You know, like I see.
Oh, snap. The man is in here.
Oh shit! What's up? What's up, gay? What's up, gay? You know, I like people that like dogs. You feel me? And if you really feel you have the nerve to talk shit about a breed, like you've never produced a piece of shit, or like I see people who say, "Well, I don't like exotics, but I like Frenchies." You mean, oh, I don't like all the loose. I don't like all the loose skin, but you got an English bulldog. You feel me? Like these are the type of things that I don't like, and I would never be on lives with those. Like I said, I've got on here and I've jeopardized my name, I've jeopardized my brand, doing things for people and with people, and it will never happen again. It will never happen again. There's only a
Right.
handful of people that I deal with and there's only a handful of people I'm going to continue to deal with. But one thing people need to know is I'm not going to deal with fake, I'm not going to deal with lies, and I'm not going to deal with people disrespecting any breed unless it's facts. If it's facts, it's facts. Like the exotics are fucked up. You feel me? The American bullies are fucked up, but I breed exotics. I love the breed. You feel me?
Right.
It's about trying to make the breed better. People, what Gabe say, people talking shit on dogs is the funniest shit. Most of the time, people speaking on dogs are the major flawed people who just forgot to look in the mirror before they open their mouth. Hey, and the crazy part,
here we go. That's the truth, though.
But that's why
the truth.
Hey, that's why I be watching Gay because he's funny as fuck. But my thing is this: I hate when fat people say people's dogs are fat. You feel me? Listen, you can't be fat and then call my dog fat. You feel me?
Hold on, public service announcement. Daryl Thor did not make that comment. That was 100% Robert McCormick, inspired by Gabriel.
But listen, okay, but check this out. But okay, let's be honest here. I see people when I go to their pages and it's like your dog is unhealthy, and then you go to their page and it's a 5'2" chick that's 400 pounds, and then her husband is 5'7" and he's 500 pounds, and then they have a 9-year-old that's 300 pounds. You can't call my dog fat. You feel me?
But you know what it is? Here's an unfortunate existence for dogs. Is there are a lot of people whose lives are made easy and they've got voids in their life. And a lot of times they use dogs to fill those voids. You know what I mean? Like, and some of it is deep emotional issues. And then all of a sudden a dog is being used to fulfill whatever that void is going on in their life. So, and then you got social media. So now I got these dogs fulfilling this void. I think I know everything, and I jump on social media because I want to drag my negativity towards humans and just talk trash about their dogs and everything. And that is what it